G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to try a resin that I haven't used before, and I'm going to try it with a 3D bloom just to see what happens. Just for fun, okay? So it is this one here, Let's Resin Tabletop Epoxy. That's A, and because the lids are clear, I wrote A on the top. If your lids are, one's red and one's blue, you don't need to worry about that. But I thought I better do that when I open it, just in case I put the wrong lids on, and then they'll be they'll be sealed up forever. So that's B. Alrighty. Now it's a thick resin. It's a tabletop. A is really thick. When I was pouring it into my cup, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is like cold honey. It's really cold and thick. And then when I did B, I sort of tipped it as fast as I did A, and I realized it's a lot thinner. So yeah, A is very thick, B is not so thick. And here it is. I didn't warm it, I didn't put it in the microwave, I stirred it for 4 minutes. I put it in my debubbling machine for until the bubbles cleared. It's about 5 minutes or so, and then I started. I put 20 grams in there, and 2 drops of bloom paste in there. So it's not warm. I'm not waiting for it to warm up. We're just going to see what happens if I can do a bloom with a thick resin. Now this is my large ice edge mold, and I thought I'd just try it in that because it's got a nice big surface area. Not sure if I want to do a background or not, but there is room there if I do want to do a background. That'll do. I did 90 grams of part A and 85 grams of part B. I did. All right. Now, I think, where's my little tools? This will do. I can see a couple of bubbles just caught in there. So we'll get them out. Don't know if it's a bubble or if it's just a reflection. Not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, give it a bit of a tap as well. See if any bubbles would like to come up to the surface. But like I said, it's pretty thick resin, so I would advise you to pop it in your debubbling machine just to get those bubbles out, because stirring it did make a lot of bubbles, but it's pretty clear now. It's good. So here, alrighty. I have got Let's Resin alcohol inks. I have cerulean and yellow today. I haven't really used these colours together very much. I know I use a lot of pink and yellow and purples and things like that, but I haven't really used this very much. Let's just do... Whoops. Oh, it's jumped over there. Why did you jump over there? I shouldn't worry about it too much. It's just a little experiment to see if the resin actually works. But anyway, there we go. I've got most of it out. Right, so that's the cerulean. It's kind of a turquoisey colour, I guess. And yellow. It's a darker yellow, this one. Certainly not a bright yellow. And then I think, no, I better not. I was going to put some more colour in, but I find if you put too much alcohol ink in, it can affect the way your bloom moves. So we'll just leave it like that for the moment. Just going to give it a bit of a swirl. I was trying to get some of that turquoise colour to come out towards the edges, that's all. without adding any more colour to it. But what'll happen is it'll all sort of pull into the center anyway. Okay. Alrighty, I should probably just wait just for a few seconds just for that alcohol to evaporate. Kind of losing that cerulean colour. All right, let's just stir the white again. Make sure that it's really stirred in well. Kind of looks like skim milk. You want to be able to, when you tilt it like that, you want to be able to see your stick through the white. If you can't, then it's too opaque. And I think I'm just going to do the stick. I do need a bit of paper though, don't I? I always forget when I'm piping with a stick, I always forget that I need my little bit of paper towel, because that white resin likes to drip down the side, and if I can somehow fold the bottom up as well, that might stop it from running in. Look at that. We can make do. We can make do. So if it drips down there, and hopefully it'll get caught in there, and we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to start in the middle this time. So we're just going to pop a little bit on, wipe the bottom, and then what we've got there, we're just going to make a little petal. And I'm not going to worry about double dipping. See, I've got some color. I mean, you could, if you particularly wanted to, you know, wipe the bottom of the stick each time if you didn't want that color to be introduced. But I'm not going to worry about it. Trying to sort of off-center each petal so that they're not totally in line with each other. Now, I was having a look on the bottle of the tabletop resin just to see you know, what the cure time was like, any information. It didn't have anything, but I'm sure it's in the booklet. I just have to find the booklet. I've got so many things that are still packed. Oh, actually what I did, it might be in that, I made a folder, you know, those clear, the little folder with those clear plastic sort of pages in it. I went through and I found all my resin sort of cheat sheets, documents on each type of resin I've got, you know, how long it takes to cure, all that sort of thing. And I put it in that in the folder, so it's easy to find when I'm looking for it. So it's probably in there. So I'm just going to go all the way around. I think last time I did this I started on the outside, but I do think it's easier just to start in the middle, although the resin is going a bit yellow, but I'm finding some that are still a little bit on the white-ish side. So basically we're just doing little upside down U shapes. And I find it gives a really pretty flower effect. Probably haven't poured petals like this or drew petals like this for quite a while. I used to do it all the time, but recently I've just been using a piping bag. But I think it is nice to come back to basics. I wonder if I can do another row. The resin is starting to move, so from the outside in, so you may find as you go there's a little bit of room on the outside. You can maybe go back and add another little row, but I don't want to get it, I don't want it to touch the side of the mold, so I just have to be careful. I'm kind of losing that shape that I'm after, so I think I'll just leave it like that. And actually, I don't think I dripped any. Maybe it's because the resin's so much thicker. Look at that. Wow, okay. So that is done. What I would like to do now is come in with my little tool here and just bend a few of these, especially these outer ones that I didn't really bend all that well. I didn't have much room. Just encourage those to kind of bend a bit. Don't have to. Yeah, I think I'm going to just leave that. All right. So what I want to do is, just because I don't want to torch it, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of heat. This is just going to pop some bubbles and hopefully get things moving. Push from the outside in, outside in, outside in, outside in. Okay, and that was just on low, just with my heat gun. I'd rather not torch it with my actual torch. I'd rather just give it a little bit of heat. Now the other thing that I do want to do before we go, and it's spreading, you guys. It's blooming. Oh, how exciting. The other thing I want to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of that resin on my stick, and I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to go around and I'm going to come back to the middle. It's probably a better idea to use something that's a little bit more pointy. That's probably a better idea. All right, here we go. Let's use this. I've lost my point. I must buy some of these. All right, I'm going to go start in the middle. I'm going to go around and then come back into the middle and straight up, and hopefully, oh my gosh, you guys, look at it. Wow. I'm so excited. Let me just clean off my stick here. Don't spill anything into it. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. All right, hang on, I'm going to get you down. I'll get you down so you can see what's going on here. How quick was that? You guys. No waiting, no taking temperatures. Shouldn't speak too soon because, I mean, it all could collapse and fall in a big heap and go blobby on the outside. But in my experience, it's looking amazing. Wow. All right, I'm going to cover this. And yeah, like I said, I don't know how long it's going to take to cure up, but I think I will do a top coat. What do you think? Oh, no, it depends. If it's going to take like 12 hours to cure, then I won't do a top coat. But if it's quick and I can do a top coat today and then unmold tonight, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll just unmold it whenever it's cured, all right? So I will see you soon. I cannot believe. Oh, whoops, that's a bit close. I can't believe what it's doing. Amazing. All right, see you soon. All right, it has cured and it didn't take very long at all. So top coat. And I was thinking green because I've got some dark greeny teal kind of a color in there. So we're going to go with that. I thought how about some Chameleon powders? Because I always use mica powder or pigment paste, but how about Chameleon powders? So this is the green Chameleon powder from Resin. I don't have much left in there actually, so let's just, I'll tip the whole thing in because I'd like it to be opaque. And we'll see how that goes. And as usual, if you want to make it a little bit darker, you can add a drop of black. Let's see how that goes. I do want it to be opaque, only because I want the petals to really stand out. And they stand out really nicely on a sort of a darker, opaque background. That looks good. I'm just wondering if it's opaque enough. Let's have a look and see what's in here. Oh, it's my new one. I haven't opened it yet. I don't want to open it just yet. I'll see if I've got something on the shelf that's oh look, oh gosh, no. So when you're looking at it like that, it's deep, so it looks opaque. But then when you sort of lift it up onto the side of the cup, you can see that it's not really opaque. So let me have a look and see what else I've got. I thought maybe I'd have one that was already opened, but I don't. So let's have a look and see if we've got a green in here. Not sure if we've got a green. Fairy green, deep blue, dark green, galaxy, dark magenta. Because there's two different boxes. There's like, I think there's a green box and then there's this purple box, and they've got different colours in them. So there's the one that said green, dark green. There we go. That's dark green, and this is just green. This one, from memory, throws more of a purpley blue. Look, I'm just going to stick with this one. Just going to stick with this one. Hopefully it'll be all right. Okay, here we go. I better not use it all just yet. I don't want to overflow my mold. A little bit at a time. Don't want to go over. I'm really looking forward to unmolding this. Okay, a little bit more. I'm so excited that it worked. Wow. This might be my new favourite resin, although we'll just have to wait and see, hey? Wait and see how the bloom turns out. But as far as ease of, oh my gosh, when do I pipe? Do I have to wait for the resin to thicken? What temperature does the resin have to be before I can pipe? Like all those questions, you know, that can be quite difficult, especially if you're new to 3D blooms. Yeah, this just alleviates all of that. A little bit of isopropyl just to pop any bubbles. So yeah, that it just made it so easy. But we will see what happens once I've unmolded. All right, I will see you in about 6 hours. Hopefully I can get this done before I go to bed tonight. All right, you guys, it's the next day. I ended up leaving it overnight. It was too cold and dark to come down before bed, so I just thought I'll leave it for the morning. But it probably could have been unmolded. So there we go. That is what the Chameleon mica powder is looking like at the moment. Just had to shut my door. All right, without further ado, let's have a look and see how this new tabletop resin has worked with the bloom, hey? And also I will link my ice edge mold for you as well if you would like that one. It's a big, thick, chunky mold. All right, love it. Here we go. Are we ready? Oh, please work. Ah, shut the front door, you guys. Look at that. Oh, I love it. That looks so good. Wow. How beautiful is that? I don't know if you can see. Can you see much of the green? Hopefully you can. That is so pretty. The bloom worked amazing. Love my little swirl in the middle. Looks very delicate. There's the edges. If you want to see what those edges look like. Very happy with that. Woohoo! Okay, well, I'm going to have to do more More blooms with the new resin. That was so easy. You guys have got to try this, especially if you're new. You have got to try this new resin. Now remember, the links for Let's Resin are down in the description. Not the links for this particular resin, but links, if you go in there, use any of my links to their website, their Amazon store in the US, the Amazon store in the UK. There's coupon code. If you go in and use any of those links, you can go in and buy anything, not necessarily resin. You can buy chameleon powder, alcohol inks, all kinds of things. So those are down in the description, so check those out. But I am very happy with my 3D bloom. Loving the new resin. You guys have got to try this. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again real soon for the next one. Okay, take care. Bye for now.